Hello and welcome back to Nkumbo's Diary. If this is your first time here, welcome. This is my personal diary where I talk about faith, healing, fitness, our eating habits, daily life, and we're going to start talking about finance and day trading soon. So in this video, we are going to be talking about stepping into who you are meant to be. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Okay, let's get straight into the video. You know, we're in a new year. It is 2026 and everybody has these goals. It's the beginning of the year. We want to accomplish all these things that we set out to do. But you need to step into who you want to be. What are your goals? What do you want to be? What do you want to achieve? Where do you see yourself being a few years from now? At the end of 2026, what do you want yourself to be? Do you want to be the richest, the baddest, the finest of yourself? Like, what do you want to be? What do you envision? What do you see yourself like in 2026? If you want to be engaged, you want to be married, whatever it is you want to do, I want you to see that. And I want you to know that you can be that. And how are we going to step into what we want to be or who we want to be at the end of 2026? So that's what we're going to go through in this video, because I am somebody that has been sleeping on themselves. Okay, and let's dive a little bit into that. I think I have been depressed. Not I think, I know that I have been a high functioning depressed person. So from 2009 is the year that I lost my mom when I was 11 years old. Up until 2022 was the height of being depressed. So from 2009 to 2022, I was just like a high functioning depressed person. I was depressed. I hadn't really dealt with my grief. I hadn't the idea of my mom is actually gone. You know, we just moved on and life went on. But after 2022, I decided to, begin my walk with Christ, bought a Bible, wanted to build my relationship with God, because I was like, okay, I want to be better and I want to do better. And so in 2022, I started that journey, but it even became worse. So I wasn't necessarily depressed from 2022 to 2025 of last year, but I went through a lot in those years from 2022 to 2025. I've been through the most. I was not necessarily depressed, but I was crippled with fear, anxiety, doubt, and all those things came from being depressed. And so now 2026 is about me getting up and realizing my potential, realizing how good I am, realizing how strong I am, realizing how much I've been sleeping on my abilities, how much I've been sleeping on just me. What can I do? What can I accomplish? Because at the end of the day, I can be anything I want to be. And I have all the tools within me to be who I am meant to be. But that happens when you wake up and you're like, you know what? I've been sleeping for way too long. And there are gifts and talents inside me that the world is yet to see. And so that is what I'm trying to do in 2026. So the first question you need to ask yourself is, who do you want to be? For me, when I envision myself, multimillionaire, makes her own money, driving her dream cars, can afford to do anything. Emphasis on can afford, because a lot of people that we see on social media cannot afford a lot of the things they can. So she's healed, she's happy, she's helping people in her life. I am an inspiration and an influence for positivity in my life. I am in school to get 2 more graduate degrees. I have my own place, or if it is in God's will for me to be engaged or married by the end of the year, then let it be so. But I am healed, I am happy, and I am waking up every day accomplished. That's what I see for myself. And the next question I would ask is, what do you want by the end of the year? I want to be in my own home. By December of 2026, I want to be able to buy, my first home and property, either here in the United States or back home in my country, where I'm from. I would love to at least purchase at least one property. And if I can't do it in the US, I can do it back home for sure, because a fraction of what I can do here, I can buy something bigger back home. And so I just want that version of myself, and I want to do it by myself. Even if I get married, your money is your money, and having money is freedom. My dad taught me that at a very young age. So that's another question you need to ask yourself. Where do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself? Like I just said, like right now, I'm currently renting a room in somebody's house, and I see myself being in my own apartment. I plan on being there, and hopefully not next week, but the following week, I'll be filming from my own home. That's the goal, and we're putting it in God's hands. Like I'll be filming from my own apartment. That is the goal. Okay, that's where I see myself. That's, and then where do you see yourself? That's where I see myself, in my own home. I don't have a car yet. Next month in February, I'm also praying that I will also film one video in my car, because that's what I see for myself. And this year I am going after everything that I want to be, but you need to step into it. You don't just wake up and you become this version of yourself. You step into it, and I've been doing the work. So now I'm going to ask you guys a question. What's your 5-year plan? Right now I'm 28, and I'm going to be 29 this year. So 5 years from now is 34. Yeah, 34. I'll be 34. I just want to make sure I know what it is, but I wanted to make sure. I'll be 34 years old. Okay, where do I see myself at 34? Do I see myself married with at least 2 to 3 kids, and me and my husband and my family being in our own house? I would have already gone to law school and become an attorney and have my own practice. I would have already finished my MBA and, being what I want to do with my MBA. My businesses, I want them to be multi-million-dollar businesses by then. I want to have multi-million-dollar investments by then. I want to be happy, healed, whole with my family and within myself, because it starts within you. 5 years from now, I want to have created at least 30 to 50 jobs for people through my businesses. Like, there's just so many goals that I want. So ask yourself, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? And how can you become that? 34-year-old me, let's say I already have kids. I want to be snatched. How do I do that? I start working out now, when I'm single, when I don't have kids. I need to build those habits now. Working out is not easy, but one thing I do is I walk every day, because I have no excuse. I don't want to have excuses. So I can walk every day. Then when I get a gym, or when I live in an apartment that has a gym, I can work out, because there is no excuse. We are choosing ourselves this year. Okay. And then another question now we ask is, how can I build habits around this? So people always say this exercise, and that's why I'm personally doing a 21-day challenge, and today is actually day 4. And today on day 4 I felt a little sluggish, but we move. I'm a human being. I make mistakes, and we move. Okay, at the end of the day, I'm building habits, and I know that I will be the best, baddest self by the end of 2026. But I'm doing a 21-day challenge. What does this consist of? I wake up at 4 a.m. Like I said, I work for myself. I work for myself. I have my own businesses, and I have another work from home job. So what does that mean? I pick my own schedule, but I want to be productive. So waking up at 4 a.m., drinking at least 3 liters of water every single day. What else do? I read my Bible, my devotional, and I listen to a sermon in the morning before I start my day. I'm reading a book, reading a chapter every single day to make sure my mind is okay. And then I make sure that I finish 90% of my work by 12 p.m. So for example, if you have an e-commerce business, by 12 p.m., if you wake up from 4 till 12 p.m., that's already like a 9 to 5 shift. What can you do if you have an e-commerce? You can answer your emails. You can ship a couple orders. You can talk to your manufacturers and your vendors. You can, record, post content for your business. There are things you can do. By 12 p.m., you should be 90% done. That is my goal. So the rest of the day, I have time to edit videos. I have time to go to lunch with my friends. I have time for other things. But I want to make sure that by 12 p.m. every single day, I have done all the things that I said I wanted to do. So this 21 day, it's a habit builder challenge. I'm trying to build habits that going to stick with me for the rest of the year. I want to be a 4 a.m. girly. Even when the summer comes, I want to be waking up at 4 a.m. That's my goal. And so far, so good. And then the last thing I want to talk about is you have to get ready now. Like I said, I'm practicing getting up at 4 a.m. reading my books. Like today I feel off because I didn't do my morning devotional. And I've sensed that in my day now. It's become a part of my day. So I'm going to do that tonight. Even before I go to bed, I'm going to read my devotionals because I still have work to do, but I'm still going to do those things. Start now. If you like me and you don't have a gym around you and you don't have a car yet, walk every single day. Walk 1 mile a day. That way, by the time you get a gym membership or you live in an apartment that has a gym, your body is already used to you moving. Try and eat healthy. Buy you some fruit. You know, eat your own food from home. Cook your own food. There is things that you can do to make sure that by the time you have all the things, like for me, I said, I don't have a car, but I can walk every day in my neighborhood to make sure I've already hit 5 miles for the day. That's a non-negotiable. That's a skill I've been doing since like 3-4 years now. I've been very consistent about it. If I don't walk, my body would tell me. So you can be consistent in all those things, but it starts now. What can you do today? Tonight, make a list of things that your future self does. Does she wake up early? Does she sleep early? What does she do? What does he do? Write those down and plan out your life. And I just hope that you step into a version of you that will be happy, that will be free, that will be whole, that will be able to look back and be like, I am proud of her. You know, I am proud of you for, you know, stepping into all of this, because you deserve to step into who you were meant to be. And I'm going to end the video here. And if you like my video, you like this type of content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys in the next video because it's going to be an exciting video. Okay? Thank you for watching.